That's what it feels like to matter. I finally know what it feels like.
You said, finally know what it feels like.
Yeah.
What does it feel like, Tyler?
Honestly, it's kind of it's kind of funny, actually. Like, you build it up in your head for so long, and then when it happens, it's so quick. It's almost disappointing, you know?
How does that make you feel? And you think that's, what, amusing?
No, I mean...
On March 14th, 2024, 16-year-old Marcus Webb was found dead in his bedroom in Millbrook, Ohio. His mother discovered the body at approximately 6:45 a.m. Marcus had been stabbed 11 times. Police arrested 17-year-old Tyler Brennan the following day after Tyler's own friend, shocked by comments Tyler had made, contacted the anonymous tip line. Tyler waived his right to a parent or guardian in the room, a decision detectives would later describe as immediate and almost eager.
So you're comfortable?
I'm good.
Water?
No, I'm fine. I appreciate it, though.
You knew Marcus.
Yeah, everyone knew Marcus.
How well did you know him?
Pretty well, I guess. We were in the same grade, same lunch period. He sat 3 tables away from me for like 2 years.
Were you friends?
No.
But you knew each other.
I mean, yeah, it's a small school. He knew who I was, I knew who he was. We weren't friends, we weren't enemies, we just existed in the same space.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a crime.
No one said it was.
I know, I'm just saying.
When was the last time you saw Marcus?
I don't know, school, I guess.
Which day?
I don't know, last week sometime, Thursday maybe.
Okay. And where were you Wednesday night?
Home.
All night?
Yeah.
Your parents can verify that?
My mom was working, night shift. She's a nurse. And my dad doesn't live with us, so...
So you were alone?
Yeah, I was playing video games. I was online with people. They can probably tell you I was there.
What time?
Like 9 until maybe 1, 2?
Tyler's gaming alibi would later prove partially true. He was online until approximately 11:47 p.m. But cell tower data placed his phone in Marcus Webb's neighborhood between 12:15 and 1:30 a.m. Detectives already knew this. What they needed was Tyler's version of events.
Tell me about Marcus. What kind of person was he?
Popular. Like, extremely popular. Football, basketball. He was one of those guys where everything just kind of worked for him. You know the type?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he wasn't even that good at sports. He was fine. But everyone loved him anyway. Teachers loved him, girls loved him. His parents were like super involved, always at games and stuff. He had this perfect life.
That bothered you?
I didn't say that.
Okay, go on.
There's nothing to go on about. He was popular, I wasn't. That's just how high school works. Some people are born on third base and think they hit a triple. That's not deep, that's just life.
Did you ever have any problems with Marcus specifically?
He wasn't nice to me, if that's what you're asking.
What do you mean?
I mean, he wasn't like a bully exactly. He was worse than that. Bullies at least acknowledge that you exist. Marcus he looked through me like I was furniture. And then sometimes, just sometimes, he'd say something. Nothing big, nothing you could even really call him out on. Just these little comments. And everyone would laugh because it was Marcus, and everything Marcus said was funny, apparently.
What kind of comments?
Stupid stuff. Like one time in gym, we were doing shirts and skins, and Marcus goes, "Tyler should keep his shirt on. Nobody needs to see that." And everyone laughed. And it's like, that's not even clever, you know? That's not even a good insult. But everyone laughed because Marcus said it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm standing there and I have to just take it. Because if I say anything back, then I'm the weird one. I'm the one who can't take a joke. So I just stood there and let everyone laugh at me. And Marcus didn't even look at me after. He just went back to talking to his friends like nothing happened.
That sounds frustrating.
It wasn't frustrating, it was clarifying.
Clarifying how?
It made me understand how the world actually works. Some people matter and some people don't. And no one's going to change that for you. You either accept it or you do something about it.
What did you do about it, Tyler?
Nothing. I didn't do anything. I'm just saying, philosophically.
This was the first hint at what detectives would come to recognize as Tyler's core justification, a worldview in which his actions were logical responses to social injustice. Tyler had rehearsed these explanations in his own mind for years. What he hadn't anticipated was how easily they would slip out.
Let's go back to Wednesday night. You said you were home playing games until about 1, 2 in the morning?
Yeah.
And then what?
Then I went to sleep.
What time?
I don't know, late, maybe 2:30.
And you didn't leave the house at all?
No.
Not even for a walk? Get some air?
No.
Tyler, I'm going to be honest with you, because I think you're smart enough to appreciate honesty. We have your phone records. We know your phone was in Marcus's neighborhood that night. So I'm going to give you a chance to help me understand that, because right now, I'm confused.
Maybe I went for a walk.
A walk?
Yeah. I do that sometimes when I can't sleep. I just walk.
To Marcus Webb's neighborhood? That's 3 miles from your house.
I didn't say I walked to his neighborhood specifically. I just walked. I don't pay attention to where I'm going. I just go.
At midnight?
I'm a night person.
Okay, so you went for a walk, and you ended up near Marcus's house by coincidence.
Yeah.
And what happened then?
Nothing. I walked around, then I went home.
Did you see Marcus?
No.
Did you go to his house?
No.
Did you talk to anyone?
No. It was like 1 in the morning. No one was around.
Okay.
Tyler had now placed himself in the victim's neighborhood on the night of the murder. Detectives had obtained a partial fingerprint from Marcus's bedroom window, a window that had been left unlocked. They had not yet told Tyler about the fingerprint.
Tell me more about these walks.
What about them?
You said you take them when you can't sleep. How often does that happen?
I don't know. A few times a week. More when I'm stressed.
Were you stressed Wednesday night?
A little.
About what?
Just school, life, the usual stuff.
Anything specific?
Marcus and I had a thing that day. At school.
What kind of thing?
It wasn't a big deal.
Tell me anyway.
We were in the hallway between 4th and 5th period, and he bumped into me, like shoulder checked me, and my books went everywhere, and he just kept walking, didn't even turn around, and his friend, Danny something, he looked back and laughed, and that was it. That was the whole thing. It wasn't even the worst thing he'd ever done. It was just, I don't know, something about it. The way he didn't even look back, like I wasn't worth acknowledging. That stayed with me, I guess.
Stayed with you how?
I kept thinking about it all day, all through my classes, all through dinner. I couldn't stop replaying it in my head. The way everyone just walked past me picking up my stuff. The way no one even asked if I was okay. And Marcus just gone. Already forgotten that I existed.
And that made you angry.
Angry's the wrong word.
What's the right word?
Tired. I was tired. I'd been dealing with people like Marcus my whole life, and I just got tired of it.
What does that mean, dealing with people like Marcus?
You don't know what it's like, okay? You look normal. You probably were normal. You probably had friends and girlfriends and went to parties. You don't know what it's like to be invisible. To have people look at you like you're a bug, like you're nothing, for years and years and years, and no one does anything about it. Teachers don't do anything. Parents don't do anything. Everyone just tells you to ignore it, or be yourself, or whatever useless advice they saw on some inspirational poster. And meanwhile, the Marcus Webbs of the world just keep doing whatever they want because no one ever makes them stop. Because they're golden boys and I'm nothing.
Right.
And I'm not saying that makes anything okay. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I understand why people snap. I understand why someone would get tired of being treated like garbage and decide they're not going to take it anymore. That's not crazy. That's human.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I did anything. I'm just saying I understand.
I hear you.
Tyler had now provided motive. Detectives watching from outside the room noted that he had begun speaking more quickly, more defensively. The careful control of his early answers was starting to slip.
Let's talk about that walk a little more.
Okay.
You said you just wandered, didn't pay attention to where you were going,
Yeah.
but you ended up in Marcus's neighborhood,
Coincidence.
3 miles away.
I walk a lot.
Okay. And when you were in his neighborhood, you said you didn't go to his house,
Right.
but you knew which one was his house.
What?
You knew where he lived.
I mean, yeah. Everyone knew. He had parties there sometimes. It's not like it was a secret.
So you did know which house was his.
I'm not saying I didn't know. I'm saying I didn't go there.
But you walked by.
Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Tyler, I want to help you here. I really do. But you've got to help me understand. You're in his neighborhood at 1 in the morning, the same night he dies, and you're telling me you didn't go near his house?
I didn't go inside.
Okay.
I mean,
What did you mean?
I just meant I didn't. That's all. I didn't go inside.
What about outside?
I might have walked through his yard. I don't know. It was dark. I wasn't thinking about it.
This was Tyler's first concrete admission, placing himself on the victim's property. Detectives knew the fingerprint had been found on a second-floor window. They had not yet mentioned the window.
You walked through his yard.
Maybe. I'm not even sure. It was dark.
What were you doing in his yard?
Nothing. I was just walking.
In someone's yard at 1 in the morning.
I told you, I don't pay attention to where I'm going. I was just thinking and walking, and I ended up there. That's it.
What were you thinking about?
Nothing.
You were up at 1 in the morning, walking 3 miles to the house of a kid who'd humiliated you that day, and you were thinking about nothing?
I said I ended up there. I didn't say I walked there on purpose.
Okay, so it was an accident.
Yeah.
And while you were accidentally in his yard, did you see anything?
Like what?
Like Marcus.
No.
Did you see any lights on in the house?
There was one. In his room.
How do you know it was his room?
I don't. I just assumed.
Because you'd been there before?
No. I told you. I'd never been to his house.
But you knew which room was his.
I didn't say that.
You said there was a light on in his room.
I guessed. I assumed. I don't know which room was his.
Okay.
At this point in the interrogation, Tyler had been in the room for approximately 1 hour and 20 minutes. He had admitted to being in Marcus's yard, knowing which room was Marcus's, and watching the house while a light was on. What he had not admitted was entering the home. Detectives decided to introduce the fingerprint evidence.
Tyler, I'm going to share something with you because I think you deserve to know where we are.
Okay.
We found a fingerprint on Marcus's window, the window to his bedroom, and we ran that print through the system. Do you want to know whose print it is?
I assume you're going to tell me it's mine.
It's yours. Something funny?
No. I knew. I knew the second I touched it that it was a mistake, but I couldn't help it. It was like compulsion, like I had to do it.
Do what?
Touch the window.
Why did you need to touch the window?
I don't know. It was right there, and his light was on, and I could see him through the curtain, just like moving around, and I touched it. I don't know why.
You were watching him.
I wasn't I wasn't stalking him, if that's what you're saying.
I didn't say that.
I just wanted to see. I wanted to see how he lived, what his room looked like, whether it was perfect, like I imagined.
Mm-hmm.
And it was. It was perfect. He had posters on his walls, and a nice bed, and trophies on his shelf. Everything you'd expect. Everything I never had. And he was just sitting there on his computer, completely unaware that I was outside, completely unaware that anyone was watching. And I thought, this is it. This is the difference. He doesn't have to be aware. He doesn't have to watch his back, because nothing bad ever happens to people like him.
Right.
And I stood there, and I watched him, and I thought, that's not fair. That's just not fair. He gets to sit there and be happy and comfortable, while people like me are outside looking in, while people like me are suffering, and he doesn't even know. He doesn't even care.
What happened next?
The window was open.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the way, just a crack. And I thought I could close it. I could reach up and close it, and he'd never know I was there. It would be like this tiny act of power, this tiny way of affecting his life without him knowing.
But you didn't close it.
No.
What did you do?
I opened it more.
Tyler had now admitted to opening Marcus's window. The medical examiner had estimated time of death between 12:30 and 2 a.m. Cell tower data placed Tyler in the neighborhood until 1:30. The timeline was beginning to crystallize.
You opened the window.
Yeah,
And then?
I climbed in.
Okay.
I know how that sounds. I know. But I wasn't planning anything. I just wanted to see. I wanted to be in his space, in his perfect little world, and just see what it felt like. See if it felt different from my life.
Did it?
It smelled like Axe body spray and dirty socks, just like my room. That was the funny part. Under all the trophies and the nice furniture, it just smelled like any other teenager's room.
Mm-hmm.
And Marcus was sitting at his computer with headphones on. He didn't hear me come in. He was watching some video or something. I could see the reflection in his glasses. And I just stood there, in his room, in the dark corner by the closet, just watching him.
For how long?
I don't know, a few minutes, maybe longer. Long enough to realize that he wasn't anything special. He was just some kid watching videos on his computer at 1 in the morning, same as me, same as anyone. And all that rage I'd built up, all that anger, it didn't go away, but it shifted. It became something else.
What did it become?
Curiosity, I guess. I started wondering what would happen if I said something, what he would do, how he would react, whether he'd scream or fight or beg. I'd never seen anyone really scared before, not genuinely scared, and I wondered what that would look like on Marcus Webb's face.
So you said something.
No, I didn't say anything. He turned around.
Mm-hmm.
He just turned around, like he sensed me, and he saw me standing there, and his face, I'll never forget his face. It was confusion at first, like his brain couldn't process what he was seeing, and then recognition. He knew who I was. I could see it. And then fear, real fear. And you know what the weird thing is? I didn't feel anything. I'd expected to feel something, satisfaction or power or even more anger, but I just felt calm, really calm, like this was exactly where I was supposed to be.
What happened then?
He started to stand up, started to say something. I think it was, what the fuck? He got like halfway through, and that's when it happened.
Tyler, I need you to tell me exactly what happened.
I had a knife. I didn't even remember I had it until I was holding it. I'd brought it just in case. I always bring it on walks, for protection, but I wasn't planning to use it. I wasn't planning any of this.
Right.
And he saw the knife, and his face changed again. The fear got worse, and he said my name. He said, "Tyler, what the fuck, man?" And I thought, he knows my name. After everything, after treating me like I didn't exist, he actually knows my name.
Mm-hmm.
And then I stabbed him.
You stabbed him.
Yeah,
Where?
the chest, I think. It was fast. I wasn't really thinking about placement.
Mm-hmm.
And he made this sound, this, I don't even know how to describe it, like a grunt and a gasp at the same time. And he looked down at the knife and then back up at me. And his expression, it was almost funny. Like he still couldn't believe it was happening. Like some part of his brain was going, "This can't be real. Stuff like this doesn't happen to me."
Right.
And I pulled the knife out, and the blood, there was a lot more blood than I expected. I thought it would be like in movies, where there's just this clean little wound, but it was everywhere. It was on my hands and on the floor. And Marcus was trying to say something, but he couldn't get the words out. And I just kept going. I don't even know why. I'd already done it. I'd already made my point, but I couldn't stop. It was like this thing that had been building in me for years finally had somewhere to go, and it just kept going and going until there was nothing left.
How many times did you stab him?
I don't know, a lot. I lost count after the first few. It could have been 5, it could have been 20. I wasn't counting. I was just doing it.
And then?
And then he was on the ground, and he wasn't moving anymore. And I was standing there covered in his blood, breathing really hard. And I thought, huh, that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like to matter, to be the one with all the power, to be the one who gets to decide. And you know what? It wasn't as big as I thought it would be. It was almost anticlimactic. All that buildup, all that fantasy, and in the end, it was just messy. Messy and fast and kind of sad.
You said, finally know what it feels like.
Yeah,
What does it feel like, Tyler?
honestly, it's kind of it's kind of funny actually. Like you build it up in your head for so long, and then when it happens, it's so quick. It's almost disappointing, you know?
How does that make you feel?
Tyler had now given a full admission to the stabbing, but investigators needed more. Specifically, they needed to understand the aftermath. How had Tyler left the scene? What had he done with the knife? And what did he tell his friend that prompted the anonymous tip?
What did you do after?
I left.
How?
Same way I came in, through the window. I was worried someone might have heard something, but the house was quiet. His parents' room was on the other side of the house. No one came.
What about the knife?
I took it with me.
Where is it now?
I threw it in Miller's Creek. On my way home. I wiped it off first, but I figured the water would take care of the rest.
Mm-hmm.
I know you'll probably find it. I don't really care at this point.
What about your clothes?
I burned them in the fire pit in my backyard. I waited until about 4 a.m. when I was sure no one would see, and I burned everything. Shoes, too.
And then you went to sleep?
No, I couldn't sleep. I just sat in my room until morning, thinking about what I'd done. And the weird thing is, I didn't feel guilty. I thought I would. I thought I'd feel something, remorse or panic or whatever. But I just felt empty. Like I finally done the thing I'd been thinking about for years, and now there was nothing left to think about.
Right.
And then I went to school the next day, and everyone was crying, and talking about how great Marcus was and how it was such a tragedy. And the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, you have no idea. None of you have any idea. And that was kind of funny too, being the only one who knew what really happened, being the only one with a secret. It made me feel special for once. It made me feel like I mattered.
Tyler had mentioned telling a friend about the murder. This friend, later identified as Kevin Marsh, had contacted police after Tyler described the killing in what Kevin described as a bragging kind of way. Detectives needed Tyler to confirm this conversation.
You told someone.
What?
You told someone what you did.
Kevin.
Why?
I don't know. I needed to tell someone. The secret was too big to keep inside. And Kevin's weird, like me. I thought he'd understand.
Did he?
No, he freaked out, started crying, wouldn't stop asking me why. Like why mattered. Like there's ever a good enough answer to why.
What did you tell him, exactly?
I told him I killed Marcus. I told him how it felt. I told him I finally knew what it was like to be the one with power.
You told him it felt funny.
I said that?
That's what he told us.
Yeah, I probably did, because it was. Not like ha-ha funny, but ironic funny. Like how the thing you build up in your head for years turns out to be nothing like what you imagined. How the big dramatic moment is just a moment. And then it's over, and you're still you. And nothing's really changed except now there's a body.
Nothing changed.
No, I thought it would. I thought I'd feel different. But I just felt the same, except emptier. Is that weird?
His mother found him the next morning.
I know.
She thought he was sleeping.
Yeah, you said that earlier.
And you think that's, what, amusing?
No, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's kind of poetic. Like she got one more moment of peace before everything fell apart. Most people don't get that. Most people just get the bad news all at once. At least she had a few seconds where she still thought everything was fine. I'm not a monster. I know you think I am. Everyone's going to think I am. But I'm not. I'm just someone who got tired. Someone who finally did something instead of just taking it. And I know that's wrong. I know it doesn't justify anything. But I need you to understand that I'm not crazy. I knew exactly what I was doing. I just didn't care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, the really funny thing, is that Marcus is going to be remembered as a saint now. Everyone's going to talk about what a great guy he was, and how much potential he had. And nobody's going to remember the little cruelties. Nobody's going to remember the kids he stepped on. He gets to be a martyr, and I get to be a monster. And that's just how the story goes.
Tyler, is there anything else you want to tell me?
I'm glad it's over. The waiting, I mean. I knew you'd find me eventually. I knew from the moment I left his room that it was only a matter of time. And the waiting was almost worse than the doing. At least now I don't have to pretend anymore.
Okay.
So what happens now?
Now we process you. You'll be charged. You'll have a lawyer assigned to you.
And then?
That depends on a lot of things.
Am I going to prison?
That's not for me to decide.
But probably, right?
Probably.
Okay.
Tyler Brennan was charged with first-degree murder. He was tried as an adult and convicted. During the trial, prosecutors played this interrogation in its entirety. The jury deliberated for 4 hours before returning a guilty verdict. Tyler showed no visible reaction when the verdict was read. Marcus Webb's mother gave a victim impact statement in which she described the moment she found her son's body, how she had shaken his shoulder, thinking he was just sleeping in late. Tyler was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. He is currently incarcerated at the Ohio State Reformatory. Marcus Webb would have turned 17 3 days after his death.